Testing, testing, one, two, three, testing, testing. What's up, guys? You already know. Do a quick little walkthrough. Feel free to reach out for one-on-one reading. I'm gonna record for TikTok. I'm gonna have this phone here. It's too dark, and I need some light. This is going to be for Pisces or 12th house cross-watcher taking the resonates, reach out for one-on-one. Follow me on TikTok. Help me get to 1K so I can live stream for y'all. Queen of Wands in the upright. This is a position of power and influence, inheritance, inherited birthright. Queen of Wands is a cool cat. Overseeing a structure. Anytime you see the Three of Pentacles, think of a structure. Could be where you live, could be work, could be school, could be the gym. Overseeing a younger energy, the Knight of Wands here. Someone that might be facilitating something here for you. There's a relationship here of some sort. Doesn't have to be romantic necessarily. And then there's an ending or a betrayal here. You could have concerns of an ending or a betrayal here if you haven't heard a word. But this is saying not to worry. Things are just moving a little bit more slowly than expected here. And unfortunately, you may have grown accustomed to this kind of waiting period, but it feels like you have more information than previously. So you feel more confident and secure about where you stand. Yeah, there seems to be a decision that's going to be made in your favor so that you could kind of get in the very least your finances moving more positively. And of course, that helps you kind of put yourself at ease spiritually, energetically. It's really funny and interesting how all of this stuff seems to be working, you know, cosmologically to the kind of great clock in the sky, right? The astrological alignments. Because I know personally, I've just seen a bunch of developments after that April 20th conjunction. And, you know, furthermore, expect more kind of ripple effects, incoming information from that Scorpio full moon yesterday night at the time of this recording. But it does feel that you're getting back in the flow of things, and that's going to do wonders for your kind of real world, seeing the effects, seeing the actual changes. We talked a lot about faking it till you make it in the spiritual community, acting as if, but this is no longer having to rely on that. Maybe for this last 1 week, 2 week stretch, but after that, it just feels like a integration, you know, made manifest in the 3D. And that's a whole lot different than faking it. That's like a literal, visceral, tangible, I can take a deep breath now, and that's going to allow your heart to open up in ways that you maybe haven't been able to before. Is how it comes across with this King of Heart here. Reach out for more. So what I'm backwards. Let's have this for Aquarius. If you're not Aquarius, take it for your 11th. Look that up, see what that's about. Reach out for one-on-one reading. Follow me on TikTok. I'm gonna get to 1K so I can stream for you. So this is an energy of, you know, so close to finality here. For other storylines, it'll be a longing for emotionally. Obviously, we always say that everything you need is within yourself. It's just a matter of adjusting your vision, your perspective, maybe zooming out and seeing more of the context of the road that you've chosen. And when I say that, it doesn't mean to play the blame game of, you know, you chose this, these are the results of your actions or decisions. This is more so just understanding that you are on a road, you are on a timeline, you are on a path, and you can make do and still be happy on this road, on this path, even though maybe all the tangible pieces in the 3D are not there in order. A lot of cutting yourself some slack too is what this feels like. Deja vu energy. It feels like you've come a long way. This is a victory. This is a success card. Ace of Sword in the upright. That thing or that answer, that solution that's going to finally cut you down. You see the Joker here. The dishwasher in the background going. Yeah, there's a lot of happiness to come here. Finally feeling like you're no longer stagnant or hamstrung. Again, it feels like you're in the home stretch here, and you may not be comfortable putting all your eggs in one basket, but this feels like a shoe-in here. Yeah, you have the choice to kind of make this next week or two as kind of peaceful and calm, like I said, zooming out, seeing a wider perspective, or you can make yourself very miserable by not trusting. And the only thing that's different from where we were, like, say, 2 weeks ago, was that now there's a lot more comfort and surety here. So, but it's only by word of mouth, seemingly. But it's still, without you being able to realize it, you might be able to pick up on it subtly, but you're starting to relax more, grow more confident, because it feels as though like a big bet paid off. You bet on yourself, and this is like 3, 4 years in the making. And when you're wandering in the desert and you're told that there's an oasis just 2 miles ahead, like I said, those last 2 miles, you can make it grueling on you by being doubtful, or you could just say, hey, I'm a master at this. No matter what happens, I'll be able to, deal with it. Yeah, see, that's that finish line that we're talking about, that four wands at Oasis. It's been coming across as a marathon. Finally crossing that threshold. Finally able to put this weight down, this burden down that you've been carrying. And finally starting to be able to invest in yourself as you've always kind of fantasized and imagined in a more kind of spiritually cognizant, aware, appreciative way. And definitely unlike anything you've ever lived before, where it's been kind of burning the candle at both ends. Now you understand the value of these forms of energy that are coming in for you, whether it's monetary, socially. A lot of kind of appreciation of the present moment. It's like you're turning on like the fantasy factory. You're flipping the big switch and everything's turning on. So you don't have to look elsewhere. 3 of Wands in the reverse. Not needing to look, over the hills and far away, somewhere over the rainbow. Because now you have so much to do and you can do something about it. Feels great. Nothing like we felt in the past 3 or 4 years is how it's coming across. Let's move backwards. Let's have this for Aquarius. This is going to be for Pisces or 12th house. It's going to be for Capricorn. Take it for your 10th house. If you're not a Capricorn, reach out for one-on-one reading. Follow me on TikTok. I'm going to get to 1K so I could stream for y'all. Yes, this is definitely an energy of receiving, but knowing that since you receive, now you could give, because you might have been in the receiving end in the recent past. And that's just giving you a whole new appreciation for who's in your corner when you're down and out, who has your back, whether it's financially or just with your ideas, your excitement, your joys, your celebrations. This feels like a whole new cycle in your life where you're building your legacy. You might be feeling like you are finishing this great comeback story, or at least the point in which you could start to kind of break ground. It feels like maybe you've been like having to dig yourself into debt, or without something coming in, but now you finally have something coming in and you could fight back. Obviously, there are other examples that people are living out. It doesn't have to be financially, but it feels like now you have the resources to your veil where you could actually start hitting back in a meaningful way to see significant change in your life, feeling like you're a player in the game, which unfortunately it may have felt for the longest time that you've had to take a back seat, and that's caused a lot of resentment here. 9 of Wands in the upright, 9 of Heart in reverse, negative emotion, always aspiring, always manifesting, always practicing gratitude. And now it finally coming through as somewhat of a big victory, a big windfall. Okay. Expect communication, expect movement, expect wish fulfillment. Expect manifestation. Expect water reaching its level. Excuse me. Something tailored to your specific needs and wants coming through. It may have taken a lot longer, but you finally got it. This is going to be for Pisces or 12th house. Take this for Sagittarius. If you're not Sagittarius, take for your 9th house. You can Google that and see what that's about. Follow me on TikTok. I'm going to get to 1K so I can stream for y'all live. Reach out for one-on-one reading as always. Queen of Pentacle, being in a position to be able to give. Okay, your world drastically opening up. You've spent too much time in this kind of ego death, healing, licking your wounds. But I'm talking like it's taken years. It's this. We're talking 2-3 years that you've been in this cycle. It feels like 4 years, but no longer. Now we're seeing some kind of facilitation coming in to change that, some manifestations coming in to change that, getting you out of this conflict, feeling as though you can be the sole arbiter of enacting your willpower, no longer being out in the cold, ready to make this timeline your own. After all of the kind of spiritual lessons you've learned from leaving the old way of viewing the world. Others may have seen you as being stubborn, not receptive, not accepting, but you were just holding true to your own personal values and what you knew you would genuinely resonate with. But for others, it comes across as emotionally unavailable. But again, water's just reaching its level. And now that you're at this infamous checkpoint at your life right now, or you will be soon, some of you may have already experienced the results of this checkpoint, but now you have all of these options. 7 of heart in the upright. And you know exactly what you want. So there's no confusion and there's no waiting because you've been fantasizing, envisioning, imagining, manifesting this. Yeah, so there will be incoming communication. There will be new action steps for you to take. Do not worry. Do not question. Do not doubt. Yeah, that 7 of Pentacles is going to turn. This is lack of growth, lack of things coming in. That's going to turn right side up real quick. And then some, because it becomes the 9 of Pentacles, financial freedom and independence, just like you wanted. So you might even be getting a job or a side gig or something that's going to put you in that position of where you could work on your own time at your own speed. You don't feel like someone or something's breathing down your neck. It's just a complete 180 from the cycle that you're coming out of right now, is what I could say with that 7 of Pentacles in the reverse to the 9 of Pentacles in the upright. Congratulations. let's have this for Aquarius. Scorpio, or take for your 8th house. Follow me on TikTok. Help me get to 1K. So I can live stream for y'all. Reach out for one-on-one reading if you're interested. Much to celebrate here. An offer, an opportunity, or an invitation that's really going to get you up and excited again. It may feel like you've just been going through the motions, like you've just been on zombie mode. Not really in the mix, not really a part of something. Having to say bye to family and friends from the past, or just an old way of living with the 6 of Cups in the reverse. But you've been fighting in a very particular direction, and the fact that you've been consciously fighting means that there has to be an equal payout for that effort and energy in that direction. And this fighting has been paired with envisioning and imagining your new life. And a lot of it is the kind of fake it until you make it kind of mold or scaffold or structure of how you want to feel. But now you're going to feel as though the light switch is on. And so now everything's going to feel very high definition, luminescent, like it's been activated. You're used to being in this energy right now, but in a deactivated sense. And so now you're moving to where you're not going to have to be kind of fighting as much, but now things are going to feel like they're up and running. I said in a video before this, like it's almost like someone is hitting the big switch on to like the factory, the fantasy factory. A lot more options, your world opening up more here. Yeah, you have the King of Pentacles here offering this opportunity. This Pentacle and you opportunity. Yep, Knight of Heart. So, although we don't like to admit it that, you know, money is energy and these resources have a direct impact on our spirit, our aura, our heart opening. I suppose in a lot of ways it does. I'm not saying that you can't feel happiness and wholeness and fulfillment, but if you're used to playing the game of life, then this next chapter is going to be very exciting because it feels as though that because you didn't give up, because you didn't quit, because you didn't throw in the towel, you're going to be greatly, handsomely rewarded. And now you're going to be able to actually punch back, hit back, fight back. Congratulations. Libra or seventh house. If you're not a Libra, reach out for one-on-one reading. Follow me on TikTok. I'm get to 1K so I can stream for you. King of Heart in the upright. Older masculine energy, feels full-hearted, whole, complete. It's resonating in a very kind of healthy energy due to this new offer coming. Finally, it feels like a camel through the desert. And now, finally, this is a very kind of vindicating offer or opportunity. It lets you know that your efforts were not all for naught. And I'm telling you, it just feels like a power switch is being turned on. And the crazy thing is, or the good news is that you've been able to kind of battle and work in the dark. And you've become almost like a pro at it, an expert. You've mastered it. And now imagine what you could do when, the energy is moving in your favor. And everything is turned on and illuminated and activated. And now you're going to be able to hit back and catch up in no time, it feels like. And when you're traveling through the desert, you feel as though that you're not vindicated. You are called like a fool or walking in the wrong direction. But I'm telling you, this offer, this opportunity that's coming for you is just completely kind of validating. I don't know how else to say it. And it kind of breaks open your heart and allows those dormant energies within you to become reactivated and in alignment with your just entire being, your entire aura. Because now there's concrete evidence that the past 4 years haven't been in vain. It feels like a spiritual graduation, and maybe even for some like an acceptance back into society. But you didn't compromise yourself. And so we're talking a lot about the spiritual component, the hidden, the unseen component of water reaching its level. So the fact that you took this road meant that you had to wait extra long because something needed to be worthy of you. It wasn't that you needed to be worthy of it. It's just something had to be so great and right for you and right up your alley that spirit wouldn't give you anything less, because you're showing up as a king here, non-gender specific, so you only get the best that's worthy of you. So very lovely. And also, you're since you're in such a mature level here with the King of Heart, you're not going to take it for granted this time. Is how it comes across. You're going to see the value in it, even though maybe at times on the surface it's not what you would expect. But you've grown so strongly in the nuance and the subtle areas of understanding and comprehension that you really appreciate and honor this that's coming to you. Yeah, and it's definitely going to bring a lot of joy, a lot of emotional content and satisfaction and fulfillment. You're going to be saying to yourself, see, I knew it. I knew it was worth it. I knew I wasn't crazy. Completely and utterly vindicated here for the choices that you've made. And you're going to see why they worked in your favor and why it paid off and why you were built in with the instructions to navigate in the way that you have been without not always knowing logically and using rationale what the payoff would be. But now you're going to see it. Very awesome. Scorpio, or take for your 8th house. Follow me on TikTok. I'm going to get to 1K. We're doing Virgo. Take it for your sixth time. Reach out for one-on-one. Follow me on TikTok. Help me get to 1K so I can stream. Work energy, career energy, passion project energy. I feel like a betrayal at times, maybe concerned or fearful of a betrayal at times. But when something ends, it's making room for something even better. So you might have to leave one source of income to get something even better, something that's even more right up your alley, more specified for you. I'm getting a lot of doubt here. Is this too good to be true? Is this really what this is? It goes without saying how far you've come. You've come such a long way here. But I think that you're ready. It's time for you to experience this rebirth in career, finances, and the emotion, because you've been too far in this longing energy, this Eight of Cup. And you've mastered it. You've passed with flying colors, and you know that with the Ace of Sword in the reverse here. Now you have power and influence, but you always had power and influence. But Spirit brought you through this level, through this challenge, so that you understood the worth and the value of what you really had. And it's not the clothes that make the man, right? It's not the money that makes the man or the woman. You make it. And so this is understanding that kind of significance of what you really have, your birthright, the prestige, because Spirit doesn't want any spoiled brats. Okay. So this is why, and your higher self, probably before this lifetime, chose this path so that you were going to be always an asset and not a liability to this lifetime, to this realm. Yeah, now's the time to keep on doing what you're doing. Don't let up. Okay, change is afoot here. And don't doubt. Because you're at the last leg of something. Worry of betrayal here, worried that this is too good to be true. Not to worry, because this is coming through for you in spades. All right, I'll leave it there. Libra or seventh house, if you're not Libra, whichever. Leo or fifth house, if you're not a Leo, reach out for one-on-one reading. Follow me on TikTok. Can we get to 1K so I can stream for y'all? King of Pentacle energy. Feels very doubtful, not trusting of this situation. Feels like it's too good to be true. But know that you always have a choice, right? The doubt, the too good to be true, that's the fear, right? But you could choose love. And so if the path of love requires that you relax and be calm and trust, well, then you just got to get cozy where you're at, in what position that you're at. You've been waiting for a long time, but now you've been signaled that the waiting is over. But guess what? You got to wait just a little bit more. That seems to be what we're dealing with here. But once things start moving, they're going to be moving fast. Once it starts raining, it's going to be raining cats and dogs. Because finally, this knight is unloading all the materials that he's been traveling with. He's the slowest moving energy in tarot. But he has all this value and this resource and this necessity packed onto his, what he's traveling on. And so once you get across that threshold, it's going to have to all be unpacked and put to good use. And things are going to speed up. Yep, there's that attainment, there's that fulfillment here. Finally, you got what you were looking for. He's holding the Ace of Swords there. Can't really see it, but it's the spade on the card. That's such an energy of attainment. And the patience and the waiting is going to pay off completely. I also see romance taking an upturn at this time as well. A lot of happy times ahead here. I wouldn't be surprised if you got back into the dating scene, by the fourth quarter of this year or six months from now. Very happy, exciting times. Happy for you. Reach out for more. Leo, house, not Leo. Leo or fifth house. If you're not a Leo, whichever one I'm on. Maybe if I'm on TikTok, you get some more kids. Strength, real. Pentacle energy. Feels very doubtful, not trusting of the situation. Feels like it's too good to be true. But know that you always have a choice, right? The doubt, too good to be true, that's the fear, right? But you can choose love. And so if the path of love requires that you relax and be calm and trust, well, then you just got to get cozy where you're at, the position that you're at. You've been waiting for a long time, but now you've been signaled that the waiting is over. But guess what? You got to wait just a little bit more. That's what we're dealing with here. But once things start moving, they're going to be moving fast. Once it starts raining, it's going to be raining cats and dogs. Because finally, this night is unloading all the materials that he's been traveling with. He's the slowest moving energy in tarot. But he has all this value, and this resource, and this necessity packed onto his, what he's traveling on. And so once you get across that threshold, it's going to have to all be unpacked and put to good use. Things are going to speed up. Yep, there's that attainment, there's that fulfillment here. Finally, you got what you were looking for. It's holding the Ace of Swords there. You can't really see it, but it's the spade on the card. That's such an energy of attainment. And the patience and the waiting is going to pay off completely. I also see romance taking an upturn at this time as well. A lot of happy times ahead here. I wouldn't be surprised if you got back into the dating scene, by the fourth quarter of this year, or six months from now. Very happy, exciting times. Happy for you. Leo or fifth house, if you're not a Leo, whichever one I'm on. Brady, if I'm on TikTok, you get some more kids. Straight for y'all. Pentacle energy. Feels very doubtful, not trusting of the situation. Feels like it's too good to be true. But know that you always have a choice, right? The doubt, too good to be true, that's the fear, right? But you can choose love. And so if the path of love doing Cancerian. If you're not Cancerian, take for your fourth house, reach out for one-on-one reading. Follow me here on TikTok. Help me get to 1K so I can live stream for y'all. Five of Pentacle in the upright. So we talked a lot about no longer being out in the cold, having more agency this cycle that you're entering now newly, but now understanding that you could actually give more and help more and not be so kind of unconscious. This is feeling as though that now you could actually play the game. It could be that you were kind of erroneously taught how to play the game, or maybe not even taught at all. And so this whole, maybe even the past 4 years, you've had to kind of unlearn and hit rock bottom so that you could build off of a newfound appreciation and understanding of nuance and subtle energy. I think that, this is what a lot of us have been going through. And so the fight is not over, but it's not going to be as hard as it used to be. And like I said, you have a lot more agency now. And so your world is going to open up. Now you're not going to feel as though that part of why the fight has been so hard is because there was like a demoralization to the extent that not seeing actual tangible results. And so that may have caused self-doubt, doing the same thing repetitiously, not seeing the results. But in your heart, you knew that you were doing the right thing. And it was only a matter of time before, the gates were unlocked, so to speak, astrologically, chronologically. And so now, in hindsight, you're understanding that this was about the journey of doing the time, so to speak. Not necessarily being incarcerated, but having signed up for this almost like self-imposed incarceration without it being something that you consciously selected. But the great benefits and the great rewards and lessons and experience and understanding that's come from it. A lot more value to the internal life and nuance and subtlety. And so that was needed so that anywhere you go, you have a greater appreciation for all of these things that you encounter and experience. And you could be an asset and not a liability in that space, wherever you're at. Feels like no action is required right now. More of an ending energy. I said this in the previous read. It's like a cycle is ending. The cycle of having to wait is ending, but ironically, there's just a little bit more waiting that's required so that things could crystallize and solidify. But what's crystallizing and solidifying is it's like the final keystone is being placed into this golden arch. That is going to be the kind of beginning of your legacy. And, the greatest story that you could have told in your lifetime. And the greatest story is one of resiliency. It's one of, humbleness, quietness, and a lot of nuance and subtlety. And it's the wisdom to stay in this kind of hermitage that will be remembered. It's not this kind of fireworks and, big displays of phenomenology as much as it's the cultivating wisdom and value and sticking to it and how you didn't waver in what you knew what was true and right. And that's why you get the keys to the kingdom here. It's Ten of Pentacles. Leo or fifth house, if you're not a Leo, whichever one of them for any financing side. Gemini or third house. Unfollow me. Let me get to 1K followers so I can live stream. New offer of emotional solace, emotional peace being given to you, fulfillment, nourishing. It's going to be commensurate with all the kind of anguish and pain and suffering and sorrow, sadness, loss that you've been experiencing. Over the past, 3-4 years. Victory, public celebration, a homecoming. This is going to put you on the path to being able to reconnect with a previous lifetime that you've lived in this lifetime. Old friends, old family that you always had in your mind of reintegrating with, but you wanted to come back in a success. And that's something that you're going to be remembered for as well. Is you never allowed them to see you defeated. And you're going to be warmly welcomed here from this path of separation and solitude. The universe has decided to grant you with this because it sees you as worthy. It sees you as really understanding what this is that you're being given. And you are foaming at the mouth for this. And this is the energy of decision. It's decided upon you, and this is the energy of finally crossing that threshold. See that zombified going through the motions like a camel in the desert, finally reaching that oasis point. Now your world is set to open up, and you are set to be very kind of influential, and those that betrayed you or kicked you while you were down will see your rise and your glory, and see how you made a beautiful garden out of all the manure that you were left in. So good on you, and congratulations. Your enemies will see your rebirth, your resurrection, your glory, your legacy, and your success. This is bullshit. Cancer, if you're not Cancer, take your fourth house for chapter 101 reading. Taurus or second house cross watcher. Reach out for one-on-one. Follow me on TikTok. I'm gonna get to 1K so I can read for y'all, so I can live stream for y'all. Feeling like you're very close here. You can see it, you can smell it, you can taste it. The finish line, the threshold, the end to this epic ordeal that's been going on, it feels like, for the past 4 years. You never compromise your values or what you knew was the truth when a lot of people did. And for that, you might have been ostracized. You saw a lot of scarcity, a lack of growth, but you retained your kind of power and influence here. This is like a birthright. This is something that you were born with. You're attracting this Knight of Wand energy. Someone has really seen your power, and they may be kicking themselves for not recognizing it before. They may be concerned and worried about how the dynamic will be now, and if you will hold it against them, how they betrayed you. But you have bigger fish to fry. You're completely committed and focused on your happiness and success. Finally, now that you are gaining traction within the next 2 weeks and really seeing tangible progress. Before, you weren't seeing as much tangible progress, but now you are. And that makes the world of difference in this fight, in this passion project, in this goal or achievement that you're committed to, because now that you're seeing results, now you just want to go full bore in that direction. And that's what's going to be what's needed to finally close out this last chapter, this last cycle, and take you to heights and levels that you never even considered, contemplated, imagined. It's like you were in this holding pattern that the universe put you in, but while you were there, you developed a lot of these skills and nuances and subtleties that's going to lead to your success and make this external, tangible victory that much more sweet and savory. Taurus or second house cross watcher. Or first house crosswalker. Reach out for one-on-one reading. Follow me on TikTok. I'm gonna get to 1K so I can live stream for you all there. You're not seeing something. You might be torn within yourself what you should do. You might feel like you need to keep something up that is fading away out of your life. Don't feel like you have to push things or force things that you're not feeling energetically, especially since this new opportunity is going to come in for you anytime now, this new action step. So don't feel like you need to work in other directions right now. This one's coming to you as opposed to you having to go to it. And like I've been saying this whole time, this is going to open up your world, take you out of confusion, stress. You're going to see a lot more clarity here. And things are going to pick up very fast because this one opportunity, this one action This is going to facilitate, this is going to initiate you into your next major life cycle. And everything else is going to seemingly just kind of come more easily and effortlessly. This is like turning on your like electromagnetic power, which is ironic because Spirit had to teach you about it first. And in order to teach you about it, it had to remove you from everything that you knew or thought you knew or understood about this reality, so that you could integrate it in this new reality that you're creating for yourself, this new lifestyle, this new timeline that you're creating for yourself. Very exciting, very lovely. This also has to do with who you let into your life and who you invest in. Someone is definitely investing in you. Feels like a lot of people will come out of the woodwork, but it feels like Spirit has prepared you with the right eye, being able to see who is the karmic and who is really someone that's on your path for you, not for what they could get from you. Ooh, Ten of Pentacle legacy. I love it. And you, for your energy, you're not playing any games. You are going for, what's real, what's true, and not compromising your peace and your health in any form for anything less than what you deserve. So that's what I have for you. Reach out for more. Taurus or second house across. Not sure. Reach out for one-on-one. Follow me on TikTok. We get some free live stream.
Gambling for me, which I dabble with a little bit for entertainment's sake,